and welcome back to another week in new genre books. My name is Amelia, and from Locus magazine, we're going to talk about all the new science fiction, fantasy, and horror books being published the week of August 13th, 2024. New fiction from Ashby, Divya, and Jennifer Saint, with collections featuring Ken MacLeod, Lavi Tidhar, Anne Leckie, T. Kingfisher, and more. UFOs and pies. First up, science fiction, we have 4 titles. From Madeline Ashby, we have Glass Houses, out from Tor in hardcover and ebook. This is a near-future science fiction whodunit mystery novel. A group of employees and their CEO celebrating their sale of their emotion-mapping AI algorithm, What Could Go Wrong, crash onto a tropical island. The survivors find a beautiful, fully stocked private palace with all the latest technological updates, though one without a connection to the outside world. Who left this house here, and why? I don't know. But I hope that someone throws a stone at some point with a title like that. And please hit that thumbs up button for me, subscribe if you haven't already, and go ahead and leave me a comment. Tell me what you're going to read next. And if you really want to help this channel out, please spend a little time with our recent videos. We've been doing this YouTube feature for 2 years now. We love cracking nerdy jokes and telling the internet what books are about to happen next, and we really want this YouTube channel to support itself. We're close, we just need your viewing hours to help us get over the 4,000 watch hour finish line. Thank you for being here and supporting us. From SB Divya, we have Loka, out from 47 North in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a science fiction space opera novel, second in the Alloy Era series. Akshaya, a genetically engineered post-human, is the future of life on the planet Meru. She wants to circumnavigate the birthplace of humanity, Earth, and she must travel with no mechanical assistance, only her best friend Somya. From Al Hess, we have Key Lime Sky, out from Angry Robot UK in trade paperback and ebook. This is a science fiction novel. Denver Bryant, a blogger road tripping across Wyoming in search of the best pie. Great motive. Please insert at least 3.14 pie jokes here in your own mind. Sees a UFO explode over his tiny town of Muddy Gap. Neighbors claim to have seen nothing. As he documents his investigation on his blog, his online popularity skyrockets. From Brenda Peinato, we have Times Agent, out from Tor.com in trade paperback and ebook. This is a science fiction time travel multiverse novel. Archaeologist Raquel and her wife Marlena once dreamed that the pocket worlds held the key to solving the universe's mysteries. 40 years later, pocket worlds are now controlled by corporations squeezing every penny out of all colonizable space and time. Raquel herself is in disgrace, and Marlena lives in her own pocket universe that Raquel wears around her neck and refuses to speak to her. Next up, horror, we have 6 titles. From Michelle Garza and Melissa Lason, we have debut novel Hell's Cargo, out from Death's Head Press and trade paperback and ebook. This is a splatter western horror novel. Eve wants to be a nun and Peter a priest. They find themselves attracted to each other. Then Eve becomes possessed by a demon, setting off on a trail of murder, sex, and fire across Texas and Arizona as the couple heads to California for an exorcism. From Wen Yi Lee, we have The Dark We Know, out from Gillian Flynn in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult horror novel. After her father dies, Isadora Chang returns to the former mining town she hated. There, an old childhood friend says he believes their friends were killed by a supernatural evil, and he needs her help to stop it. From Carrie Mack, we have Zombie Apocalypse Running Club, nice title, out from Crown in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult LGBTQ+ horror novel. Queer twins leave the bunker where they have been living with their parents to escape a zombie apocalypse. Outside, they meet their friend Racer, a Special Olympics champion who puts them on a training regimen so they can outrun the zombies. From Katrina Monroe, we have Through the Midnight Door, out from Poisoned Pen Press and trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a horror novel. 3 sisters exploring their dying town find a house with an endless hall of doors and 3 keys. Curious and fearless, they each choose a room and step through and experience horrors they never speak of again. 9 years later, the youngest is found dead in the house. Includes a reading group guide. From Ava Reed, we have Lady Macbeth, out from Del Rey in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a gothic horror retelling of Shakespeare's play from Lady Macbeth's POV. The lady prepares to wed the Scottish brute, knowing that it will require all her wiles and hidden witchcraft to survive, but she is unaware that her husband has occult secrets of his own. From Zoya Stage, we have Dear Hannah, out from Thomas and Mercer in hardcover, trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a horror novel. Sociopath Hannah has gone through therapy and arranged her life to cope with her dark tendencies. We all gotta work with what we're given. When her teenage stepdaughter begins to change in unsuitable ways, Hannah reverts to old habits and begins to manipulate people and events around her. Next up, fantasy, we have 13 titles. From K. Arsenault Riviera, we have Oath of Fire, out from Forever in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a fantasy romance novel, a sapphic retelling of the Psyche and Eros legend. Psyche, therapist and online influencer, receives a mysterious invitation to a world full of courts, debauchery, and treachery. There, she swears an oath to a masked woman named Eros. From Lynn Buchanan, we have debut novel The Dollmakers, out from Harper Voyager US in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a cozy fantasy novel. In a world where magical dolls are designed to fight against demons, here I have questions about scale, but presumably the dollmakers have taken the size of the demons into account. Apprentice Sheen of Pearl is a brilliant doll maker. With her clever dolls, she intends to outsmart and destroy the Shod, once and for all. From Catherine Chidgey, we have The Axeman's Carnival, out from Europa Editions in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a talking animal gothic fantasy novel narrated by Tama, a magpie rescued by a farmer's wife, famous for being able to talk. The things that are said aloud to humans are mostly nonsensical and often hilarious. Winner of the Jan Medlicott Acorn Prize for Fiction at the 2023 Auckland Book Awards in New Zealand. This is the first US edition. From Jen DeLuca, we have Haunted Ever After, out from Berkeley Romance in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a fantasy mystery novel about small Florida town Boneyard Key, which counts on ghost tourism to keep the economy afloat. The local coffee shop owner has a real ghost, and new resident Kathy Rutherford can't help feeling there's something wrong with her new cottage. From K.M. Enright, we have debut novel Mistress of Lies, out from Orbit US in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a fantasy novel first in the Age of Blood series. Shan is a blood worker and spy master who assassinated her father to save her brother. She teams up with a bastard with a terrible gift and a mysterious royal blood worker to find a serial killer at the behest of the Vampire King. From Stephen D. Gutierrez, we have Captain Chicano Draws a Line in the American Sand, out from University of Tampa Press in trade paperback, hardcover, and ebook. This is a humorous superhero novella with fantasy elements. Captain Chicano fights the rise of white supremacy with his secret weapon, love, and with the help of the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe. From Sarah Hawley, we have A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, out from Berkeley Romance in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a paranormal fantasy romance novel, third in the Glimmer Falls series. Werewolf Ben Rosenwood is happy living as a bachelor and running his plant shop until one night he drunkenly bids on a supposedly possessed crystal on eBay. He winds up face to face with a beautiful, angry vampire succubus out for revenge against the witch who trapped her. From Julianne Hough and Ellen Goodlett, we have Everything We Never Knew, out from Sourcebooks Landmark in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a fantasy novel. Lexi discovers she can sense things are wrong with people and maybe help them. First, she'll need to face her own demons. From Jordan Ifueko, we have The Maid and the Crocodile, out from Amulet in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult fantasy novel inspired by West African lore set in the same world as the Ray-Bearer duology. While searching for a job as a maid, Small Sade accidentally binds herself to a powerful being known only as the Crocodile, a god rumored to devour pretty girls. Small Sade entrances the crocodile with her secret. She is a curse eater, gifted with the ability to alter people's fates by cleaning their houses. From S.A. McLean, we have debut novel The Phoenix Keeper, out from Orbit US in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a queer romantic fantasy novel. Alia, head phoenix keeper at a world-renowned zoo for magical creatures, is trying to help a neighboring zoo with their breeding program for critically endangered firebirds. She must deal with her arch-rival from college. From Nikki Pau Preto, we have Goldsmith, out from McElderry in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a fantasy novel second in the House of the Dead duology. Ren, Leo, and Julian find themselves once more in the breach, this time on the run from Ren's father, who is determined to secure more power for himself and the House of Bone. Ren is also plagued by powerful new abilities. From Jennifer Saint, we have Hera, out from Flatiron in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a fantasy novel based on Greek myth. Hera, queen of the gods, struggles to step out of Zeus's shadow and create a better world. From R.R. Verdi, we have The Doors of Midnight, out from Tor in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a fantasy novel second in the Tales of Tremaine series. The legend of Ari the Binder spans continents and eras. Now the storyteller himself awaits judgment for the murder of a prince, and the stories say he has killed more than one. Finally, in anthologies and collections, we have 2 titles. From Ken MacLeod, we have A Jura for Julia, out from Newcon Press UK in trade paperback and ebook. This is a collection of 13 short stories, the first in 18 years, including one story written especially for this collection, illustrated by Fanghorn. From Jonathan Strawn, we have New Adventures in Space Opera out from Tachyon Publications in trade paperback and ebook. This is an original anthology of 15 science fiction space opera stories. Authors include Tobias S. Buckell, T. Kingfisher, Anne Leckie, Sam J. Miller, Alistair Reynolds, Karen Tidbeck, Lavi Tidhar, and more. That wraps up this week. Thanks for spending your precious time with us at Locus. We set out to tell you more than you really need to know about the science fiction fantasy horror publishing space. We are at Locus Mag or at Locus Magazine on most platforms. Come see us at www.locusmag, or if you got it to give, please help us out by donating to our Patreon. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Come back and see us again soon, and we'll be here next week with more new books.